Hi, my name's Elizabeth Ronke, and I work at the American Folk Art Museum as an access educator with the Folk Art Reflections program. And I'm happy to bring you another video visit. In this video, since I'm filming it in the thick of the summer, I thought I would present a few pieces of artwork from the collection that will get us to think about the amazing things we can do in the summertime that you can't do any other time of the year, and amazing foods that are ripe and delicious only in the summertime, and of course the plants that just go crazy growing in the summer. So we're thinking all about the summer's bounty. And I hope that in this video, as you're watching and looking at the artwork and thinking about it, I hope you'll be thinking about what you like about the summertime. Maybe there's something extra special that you wait for just in these months of the year. So let's dive into the first artwork. See why I said we could dive into this painting? It's a very exciting beach scene. There's so much here. What do you see? I see blue water and waves, and the sand is a sunny shade of yellow. I see food stalls on the boardwalk in the upper right corner of the painting, and I see beach umbrellas, and of course I see lots and lots of people. And in fact, right now I'm looking at one particular beachgoer. I'm going to describe this one person, and you see if you can spot them. I hope that you're looking at this on a nice big screen. So the person I'm looking at is male, and he's wearing yellow swim trunks, and he has a matching yellow hat, and he has a mustache, and he's holding a baby, and he's about knee deep in the water. Do you see him? I'm going to zoom in so you can see which beachgoer I've been looking at. Yellow hat, yellow shorts, there he is. Do you see him? He's a nice dad, probably taking his baby for a first trip to the ocean. But let's go back to the big picture. There is so much going on here in this painting. Does someone stand out to you? Take a moment to look at the painting. And this might be a good time to pause the video and take a nice long look and tell somebody that you're with which person catches your eye. Maybe it's a child splashing in the waves, or maybe a lady in a bikini. This painting was made by the New York artist Malcah Zeldis, and the title is Coney Island or Brighton Beach, and it was painted in 1973. Now, if you're from New York, you know this is how busy and crowded Coney Island can be on a normal summer day. So this is not an exaggeration. Have you ever been to Coney Island? I wonder if you could be painted into this painting. Where would you be in the painting? What would you want to be doing? Maybe you would want to be buying a hot dog? Or maybe you would want to be shown sunbathing? I know that I would want to be right near the water, but definitely under an umbrella because I burn too easily. But let's move on to the next artwork, which will get us thinking about fruits and vegetables that are ripe in the summertime. Take a look at this colorful sculpture. It's called Carved Compote by Elijah Pierce, and it was made in 1975. Now the word compote I've come to learn one of its definitions is a vessel that sits on a stem, almost like a very large wine glass, but more like a bowl with a stem on it. Now, this artist was a preacher, and he usually made religious carvings. He would take wood and carve it and paint it. But even though this piece is secular, it's not religious, it has a serious respect for some favorite foods, I believe. What do you see here? Take a moment, if you want, pause the video and tell somebody what fruits and vegetables has Elijah Pierce carved into this sculpture. I see corn. I see watermelon. I see maybe grapes or cherries. Some squash. What else is here? This sculpture reminds me of some of the displays that I see in fruit stands where the fruits and vegetables are stacked very vertically. But what I like is how the artist playfully messed around with scale. He wasn't worried about the relative sizes of the different fruits and vegetables. What he captured instead was the overflowing bounty and wide array of crops that are available in the summertime. What's one of your favorite fruits or vegetables in the summertime? And I wonder, did Elijah Pierce put it into his carved compote? There must be certain foods, even though we can get almost anything we want in the supermarket nowadays, there are certain foods that only taste right and the best in the summertime. Like cherries, for example, or watermelons. Go ahead and tell somebody that you're with. What is your favorite fruit or vegetable that's only at its peak in the summertime? Now, I better move on. I could probably do a whole show all about food, and maybe I should. But I'd like to move on to our next artwork, which is all about plants that grow in the summertime. Take a look at this delicate watercolor. It's called Spray of Flowers, and it was made around 1920, and the artist is unknown. Now I'm zooming in so that you can get to see some of the very fine detail that the artist put into this work. Another detail I'd like you to notice is the writing at the bottom, the script. It's very hard to read, but when I tried to read it, it said something about the flowers of the pasture. And I like the idea that this artist found the flowers and plants that were growing all by themselves, not in a cultivated garden, but out in nature, in the fullness of summer, I'm assuming, and decided to give their attention and create a work of art devoted to those wild flowers. Have you ever noticed some wildflowers or been surprised at how plants will just spring up and take over an area in the summertime all by themselves? Maybe by the side of a country road. They're just full of flowers as if someone planted them. Is there a certain flower that you look forward to seeing or smelling in the summertime? I happen to be very partial to honeysuckle. And in the early summer when it's in bloom, the scent of it will just stop me in my tracks. How about you? Do you have a favorite flower? If you do, share it with somebody. Tell someone near you what flowers you like. There is so much bounty in the summertime. Malcah Zeldis got us thinking about the different activities you can do in the summertime. And thanks to Elijah Pierce, we got to thinking about the fruits and vegetables that we can eat in the summertime. And thanks to an unknown, sensitive botanical artist, we were thinking about the wild plants and flowers that grow in the summertime. So while all of these different ideas are fresh in your mind, I invite you to play a little game. It's a game I've played many times with friends of mine, and it's a bit of a challenge, but it's pretty fun. On a piece of paper, along one side, write the entire alphabet, one letter per line, and try to have at least one item from these categories of summer's bounty for each letter of the alphabet. So, for example, the letter A, it could be apricots. And then B could be, what do you think? Something like beach ball. And so on and so on. And you could try to do as many as you want. I have no idea what to do for Q. If you come up with something, let me know. So please feel free to try this with some people and email me at this address if you want to share the results of this challenge I've given you. Thank you for spending time with me and thinking about this hot, wonderful season we happen to be in right now. And if you're watching this in the winter, well, I hope it warmed you up a little. Thank you for joining me on this video visit, and I'll see you next time.